Good morning. I am Debbie Pitts Palmer, and I would like to tell you guys about how I got started with Scentsy. I started back in December 2009, and Scentsy found me. I didn't find Scentsy. It was introduced to me by a friend, and I said no to the opportunity when I started. So it wasn't, but I guess maybe a month or so later when a friend of mine gave me a warmer as a gift and I used it and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like so awesome. So I joined December 23rd, 2009. And once I got that kit, I started making up all these excuses to myself like, okay, one, I don't have enough time. Two, the training, the experience I don't have the money to reinvest. The fourth one was family responsibilities. So I had to sit down with myself and say, okay, let me put a plan together. The time. Well, we all have 24 hours in a day, and I got to make good use of my time. So I decided to wake up 1 hour early before going to work. And I said this because of having a full-time job. How am I going to make this work? So I woke up 1 hour early in the morning before going to work my business. And during my lunch hour, I take time during my lunch hour to work my business. And then again, when I got home from work, 3 to 4 hours. So that's what, about 30 hours a week, something like that. That's a total of 6 hours a day, 30 hours a week, something like that. So this is what I did. And I found that when it's something that you really love, you're going to find time to work that business. And so the other thing that I told myself is no money. Well, it didn't occur to me that we invested, $99 to start Scentsy. Everything we need is in that kit. So I had it right here in my hand, so I didn't have to reinvest any money. So I had enough in my kit to use to introduce it to people. One, I could do demonstrations. I could have a tester so people could smell it. I could do a home party. I could work an event with that kit. So I had it right there in my hand where I did not have to reinvest in the products. Okay, so my first party, I worked with my kit. And within 30 days of being with Scentsy, my first party was an $1,100 party. 2 people joined my team. I don't even know why, because I didn't ask them. But I know why now, because they saw how simple it was. They saw that we were having so much fun and they wanted in on it. So as a matter of fact, one of them is still with me today. Then the next month, I worked my first event, and I worked my event with the kit. With that one warmer in the bar, I worked it with my kit. My sponsor was there and my new team member. The 3 of us worked an event, and I guess there were probably over 1,000 people who attended there. And I can remember selling just one warmer in a bar, but I was not discouraged. This was my first event, and I know that I had a lot to learn. So the more I learned, I knew I could grow from that point. So the next big event that I worked, I also added my team members. And each of us brought our warmer and our kit with us. And we got really, 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 really smart. We decided to download pictures, and we hung pictures in the booth because we didn't have money to reinvest, so we just used what we had. It's funny how when you don't have money, you find ways to become creative. And the next thing I thought to myself is that the no training, no experience. Well, we got our workstation. There's so much information in a workstation. I remember sitting hours at a time at my computer just learning, just trying to get everything I could get from the training center. And then I would go to YouTube and find more people to follow, leaders, because I knew at some point that at some day I thought, you know what, I want to be a suicide director someday. So let me find out what they're doing. So I connected with various leaders on social media and also on YouTube. So that's how I dealt with those things, the no time, the no money, the no experience. And the last thing was family responsibilities. Like, how in the world am I going to overcome that? Because I am a mother of 2, grandmother of 2, and also a caregiver to 3. And I'm thinking, how am I going to work this? Well, I started involving my family in my business. And I am the CEO of my business, so I chose the board of directors, which everybody's involved in some way. My daughter's involved. She keeps track of my inventory. She works events with me, a whole lot of other things. She creates signs. My brother, he's with me. My brother has special needs. He works with me. He takes care of labeling my bars. And he he also works events with me. My nephew, he also works events with me. He helps to load things onto the car, unload and things like that. Everybody's got their own responsibility. My son lives in a whole nother state, and he's able to help get team members out out there, and he also loved the product, so he buys stuff. So that's how I got my family involved. So I want to answer some of these questions that you guys have asked me, and I am on Facebook. You guys can totally follow me. I've gotten to the point where I've almost maxed my friends list, but I opened my page so you guys can totally follow me. So I'm going to try to answer some of these questions. The one is, someone said, "Hi, Debbie. First off, you're amazing and inspiring. Congratulations. You talked about sharing your story. Could you go into the importance of that? What are your top 10 tips for sponsoring?" Okay, I love what I do, so I share stories all the time. I've been through so much since I've been with Scentsy. Scentsy has helped me in so many ways. So I started out talking about how my son was diagnosed with a brain tumor in 2011, and how my team members, when they knew I was going through stuff, they rallied around me, and they came to, they loved on me, and they came and worked and filled in those spots where they fill in those gaps where I had to step back from events because I couldn't work the events because I had to travel. Oh boy, I got to step in. They rallied around me. My customers rallied around me. And then my nephew had been going through something, so I had to deal with that situation. My brother had a stroke, had to deal with that, and I lost my stepfather, had to deal with that. So I'm sharing these stories always because when people are going through stuff, they need to know that there's a way to get through what they're going through. People suffer from depression, and I got to say Scentsy is my happy place. It makes me happy, and I was going through so much during that time, and I said, oh, you know what, one thing I know, the bills are always going to be there. So since they're going to always be there, when people come to me and say, what can I do to help you? Tell them you're in business. If they support your business or they share your link, they're helping you in some way. So people would join my team, they would buy from me, and all those things would take place. So those are the things that I do. There are no tricks to what I do. I just love what I do, and I share it always. I always brand myself. I'm working an event right now, and I got on my shirt, and my jacket says Scentsy. So I'm always prepared to have samples to share with people, and I always have my branding on. Of course, I also have it all over my car. So, okay, somebody else said, what are your strengths when it comes to your business, and how do you nurture them? How do you overcome obstacles? Okay. First of all, I'm always thinking positive. Always think positive. And my strength is connecting with people. I'm a people connecting person. I love hugging. I love lifting people up. Those are my strengths. And the things that I had to overcome was the fear of chatting with people. Hi, my friend. How you doing, sweetheart?
How are you?
It's so good to see you. I'm going to get my daughter to help you out. I'm doing a training. Here goes, sweetheart. Doing a training. Here, sweetheart. My daughter's coming out.
Okay.
You doing okay?
I am.
Okay. She's going to help you out. It's so good. You look so beautiful.
Thank you. You too. How's it going?
Everything's going well. Okay. So I have to step out a minute. Okay. Answer this other question. What are your strengths when it comes to your business, and how do you nurture them? Okay, just answer that one. Hi, Debbie. Thank you so much for being on today, and congrats on your huge achievement. As someone who works long hours, what do you do outside of social media to get new customers? As a teacher, I talk to teachers at my school a lot, of course, have friends and family, but I'm having a hard time getting interest from people to get new customers. Okay, what you do, always be prepared to have samples. When I go to stores, I used to hang out in the grocery stores and get to meet people in the fragrance aisle, and I connect with them. I say, oh my gosh, what is your favorite scent? Oh my gosh, that's my favorite scent too. So I start connecting with people that way. You know, all of us go to the restaurant. Okay, so instead of going through the drive-through, I go inside the store because I want to meet people. And when I go to the grocery store, I get in the longest line so I can have time to talk to people right there in the line. I'm a big hugger. I love people. So you be a people connecting person. That's what I do. And sometimes I go to coffee shops, Books A Million, and places like that, and make my samples out in the public. So I'm always somewhere where I can connect with new people. That is what I do. That's the part that I love. And I also work events, so you get to meet more people at events. So that's what I do. That's how I connect with people out and about. And I brand everything. I brand my car, and of course I brand myself. Okay. Hi, Debbie. First off, you're amazing and inspiring. Congratulations. You talked about sharing your story. Could you go into the importance of that? What are your top 10 sponsoring tips? Okay. I do. I share my story when I first started the video. So that's what I do. Sharing your story is powerful. You know, you never know what somebody's going through. It may be that one thing that they need to hear to help them get through what they're going through. And sometimes my story may not be the story that they need to hear. It may be somebody else that's going through something on my team, and I'll grab their story and I'll share their story. Not only do I share mine, I share everybody else's story. So if I hear somebody going through something, I'm going to share that. That's what people need. They need to know that it's real and that it fits right into what they're doing, into their daily activity. And that's what's going to help them know that this is for me. This could be for me. This could totally help me. So that's what I do. That's the reason why. So those tips for sponsoring is that sharing my story. That is what I do always. And I also go out there on social media and let people know what it is that I like and what I enjoy the most. People tend to want to follow you when they see that it's something that they like. You could be watermelon. You may find somebody that like watermelon. They may love watermelon. And you put it out there. I've had people to join my team because we both like watermelon. It's so funny. And sometimes people want to join your team just because you are a mother and you have a daughter. You'd be surprised to see why people want to connect with you for various reasons. Okay, I'm actually doing a fundraising event right now for an organization called APSCO. And this organization, they do it like twice a year. It's a fundraising event. They send an email out to people to come and connect with us, to buy from us, and we give like 25% of our profit back to the organization. It's so cool, but they find a place for you to set up and they invite people to you. You don't have to do that. I love this. This is my way of connecting with people. I've gotten lots of people to join my team like that. And this building that I'm in is so pretty. This is an industrial building where people are housed upstairs. They work here. People working in this building. I mean, the greenery is like really pretty. So, okay, they're like clerical people who work here in this place. Like some really awesome people work here. So anyway, the next person, congratulations on your shining, on your amazing achievement. It was so inspiring to hear you speak at SFR. Do you have a specific list of tasks you complete daily? Do you schedule them? Did you schedule these tasks in a calendar format? How do these tasks become a habit or a routine for you? What is your most successful business partner conversation? I'm a supervisor in a corporate office, and although most people know I'm a Scentsy consultant, most will order from me individually and I've had 2 gatherings. When I share about the opportunity for a business partner, the response is usually, I don't want to take away from your business here at work. What would be your response to that? One thing about, okay, I'm trying to go back. It's a lot of questions. Let me go back. I don't want to lose myself. How do you, let me go by one. Do you have a specific list of tasks you complete daily? Here's the thing about me. I fly by the seat of my pants. I really don't have I don't have a schedule of things that I do. I just do things as I see that they need to be taken care of. For example, the only thing that I use as a matter of course is my goal tracker. I use that to track my success with getting people to join my team and tracking my orders. That's all I use. I don't do well with tracking stuff because I have ADD. I would forget it anyway. So I just kind of do things as they come. And if things aren't coming, I develop things and create things. For example, I'm going to go out there and send private messages to people. If I see that things are not happening, I'm going to send private messages to people to make stuff happen. I'm going to go out there on social media and make stuff happen. I'm going to do a video and make stuff happen. That's what I do. I don't really have a plan of action. I really don't. I just do stuff. So I don't just work within. I work outside of the circle. I don't work just within. And I find that people that work just within, they're limited. There are no limits. So I decided to go out there on YouTube and expand myself and just broaden my situation. The videos have been everything. And I know a lot of times we don't feel like we're there yet, or there's no perfect situation. I'm not perfect. I make a lot of mistakes, but I'm willing to try. I find that when you do stuff and when you're willing to try, you'll do stuff. I find that people that overthink situations, I find that when we overthink things, we don't do it. So I'm just a doer. and I think later, and I make a lot of mistakes because I do stuff, and then I think, well, why did I do that? But I find myself becoming a doer, and once I do it, I find that things happen because I'm doing it versus putting a whole lot of thought into, because I used to overthink stuff and things did not happen. So I hope that answers your question. Yeah, and people, as a matter of fact, when I've had people around me and they join my team, I say, oh, man, you know what? These people who are you around, I'm going to let you have those customers. I'm so okay with that. I had this happen one time before at a hair salon. One of my hostess joined, and I told her, you could have all these customers. I go find me some more customers. I just want to help you. So when you find yourself giving back and you helping them, it's going to make them feel so good about you being their sponsor, you being their coach. They're going to love it, and they're going to love you. So that's what I do pretty much. Let's see the next question. Debbie Pitts Palmer. I also work full-time, long hours, and have quite the commute back and forth. And by the time I get home, do my kids' homework, dinner, etc., I'm exhausted. So mostly my time for Scentsy is the weekend when I'm not spending family time. How do you have the motivation or make time to be successful and inspiring? Okay, I'll tell you how I do that. Okay, for 4 years, my daughter schooled 1 hour there and 1 hour back. We would leave home like 6:30 in the morning. We can get home like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Okay, what we would do, I pack my Scentsy in the car. That's what I do. It'd be hot, so I had a cooler where I pack all my stuff to make sure it doesn't melt, and I pack my warmers and whatever else I had in the car, my samples. Pack that up, pack snacks, pack change of clothes and all that. Take my daughter to school, go to work. Well, I get off work at 5. Well, my daughter wouldn't be done with her activities like 8 or so at night. So I would go walk at the mall. I would meet my customers. I go live. I do training. I reach out to my customers. I did all of that while I was out and about in my car. Work my business in my car. So I also schedule posts. Schedule posts is everything, and going live on Facebook is everything, and doing videos is everything. So I did all of those things to make it work. So it worked. And something about being out and about all over the place. My car is branded. People see me on the road and they say, oh my gosh, I need to get some Scentsy. I met so many people like that just being mobile. So that's how I handle that. And I know we did that for 4 years. Thank God my daughter's driving now. But it worked. And I'm pretty high energy too. I mean, I barely sleep. I mean, I work a lot of hours, but I'm like so high energy because Scentsy brings me joy. It makes me happy. So when something makes you happy, you don't look at it to be work. Even if I'm tired, I don't feel tired. That's pretty much what I've done. Okay, what have you found to be the easiest way to offer the opportunity to grow your business, and what is an example of training or helping your new recruits be successful and not give up? I have a global director in December. What is your conversation with possible hosts and hostess? Okay. What I do, I have systems in place for my new team members. The first thing I do when they join, I ask them to send me a picture, and I put a little logo on there using Photify. I put a logo on there and I say, look, I want you to use this as your profile picture. And I have a group page for all my brand new team members, and I tag them in these group pages so they can see how to get started. And I also have a YouTube video to welcome them. In my welcome video, it tells them everything they need to do. And because it's coming from me, I think it's more personable. I share that with them. And I also give them verbiage, because a lot of times people don't know how to introduce themselves. So I give them verbiage of how to introduce themselves to the new business. And I also welcome them. Hey, sweetheart. I also welcome them on my page and tag them, and I tell people to go to their website to help them launch their new business. So this is what I do to get them started. So I'm also reminding them along the way what it is that they need to do, and what are you doing, and how you do. I'm staying there, and I offer incentives. Like I just do. It just depends on what it is, but I do, because I want to make sure that they know that I'm there for them. But at the same time, I want them to know that they need to be independent. There's first things first checklist in the workstation, which is easy to follow. I want them to be independent because I want them to know how to find things just in case they can't get me, or I don't want them to be stuck on something and don't know how to do it. So I try not to give them all the answers. I try to guide them and tell them where to find things, because I know when I started Scentsy, my sponsor and I were new, so she couldn't direct me. I had to find it myself, but I did. I found it. And I find that when you really want something, you're going to make it work. That's what I'm trying to do for my team members. How do you get new customers when you have sponsored your hostess? My customers now buy from their hostess. That's Joan. How do you hit 2,000 PRV every month? Okay, first of all, I work events. That's where I get the $2,000 PRV every month. And I also have repeat customers. I've been doing this almost 10 years, so my customers are loyal and I love them and they know I love them. I make sure I reward them. I make sure that I do special things for them. They know this. And I don't worry about losing customers to Hostess because there are too many people in the world to go out and get. I'm all about trying to meet new people on a regular basis, so that doesn't concern me. I'm always reaching out to people on social media. I'm in various groups. I'm always in the store. I'm in a doctor's office, at schools, you name it. And I'm always out there trying to meet people. And of course, I brand always. I'm always prepared. So people will come to me. People send people to me, referrals, blah, blah, blah. So this is what I do. I have referral systems in place. So I make sure that customers know I want to take care of them if they send somebody my way. That's what I do. I never worry about running out of customers because as long as there are people in the world, you never run out of customers. One thing I know is that we sell products that people use and need every day. They're buying it anyway. So there's no reason for us to run out of customers. So that's how I look at it. After you sponsor someone, what are your best tips to encourage them to have a lunch party by hitting the shooting star? First of all, when I get people to join my team, I try to find out what is their why. Why did you join? Are you looking to increase your income? Are you looking to be a customer? Are you looking to earn trips? So I can know how aggressive to be with them. First, I find out what they're in the business for. If they're in the business because they want to increase their income, I'm going to encourage them to do a lunch party. Whether it's Facebook, face-to-face, catalog, you name it. I'm going to encourage them to do that. And I'm going to also coach them and give them tips on how they can do it and watch them and make sure that they get to those points. So I'm like right there. I have special group messengers for my new team members so they can know that I'm right there for them. And I need to learn, and I'm trying to learn how to find out what is their best way of communicating. Some people prefer you to call them. Some people prefer you to text them. Some of them like Facebook messages. So it's best to find out what way of communication that they're looking for so you can know how to stay with them. Before you found consistency in your business with PRV and recruiting, how did you get there? Did you have an action plan? Can you please share that? I never had an action plan. Oh my goodness. I totally fly by the seat of my pants. I do. One thing I learned about this business, it's been a natural progression. I find that people love fragrances. And when they love fragrances, they will find you. And when you love what you do, you will find them. So it's all about the excitement. When I show people the excitement, I show them how they can work this, oh my gosh, and how it's changing lives and how it's making them feel good about walking in their house, in their car. This business has just grown from that point. And that's what's happened. I really have not had a game plan. When I started this business, I didn't know what I was doing, but I was just having so much fun. I'm still having fun, even though I'm almost 10 years into the business. I'm having fun just like I am a brand new consultant. As a matter of fact, I work my business today just like I'm a new consultant. I never give up. I never get discouraged because there are days that people don't buy. There are times that people don't join, but I don't let that discourage me because to know that they're saying now does not mean never. I've gotten people who I introduced a business to like 6-7 years ago that's just deciding to join. That is like so okay. I never make people feel bad about saying no. That's what I do. I'm a lover of people. I'm gonna hug them. They know I care about them, and that's all they need. They just need to know that. So I have not had any hard no's. I have not. I've had soft no's because I know those soft no's mean that they may come back at some point to say yes. So never be discouraged by a no. You keep going. You keep being happy. You keep inspiring them to at some point decide that they want to either become a consultant or be a customer. That's what I do. So do you have any formulas or plans or steps that you follow each month? Consistency, goals, join. Okay, back to that again. I have no plans, but what I do try to make sure my calendars are full. I make sure my calendar is full. I want to make sure I have activities every month, those activities being my events, and I have to prepare for those events. And at my events, I also do training for my team in my events. I invite my team members to come work events with me so I could train them, because a lot of them just don't know how to approach people. They don't know what to say. So I invite them to come out. I love this. I absolutely love meeting people, but some people are fearful of that. And at the very beginning, I was fearful of that. But I find that the more you do it, the more you're going to become comfortable doing this. Same thing with videos. I was like so frightened of doing videos. All my first time videos on YouTube, you're going to see like Animato, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. You see, voiceovers is what I use. It took me years to get to the point of going live because I didn't have the confidence in myself. So I had to build to that point. And I find that the more we do this, it's like riding a bicycle. So once you learn how to ride a bicycle, you always know you're going to fall a few times. You're going to knock up your knees and get scratches and everything. But once you learn it, you're there. You got that. So let's see what else is said. What are your strengths when it comes to your business, and how do you nurture them? How do you overcome your obstacles? My strength is loving people and caring about people and loving what I do. That's my strength. And the obstacles that I had to overcome are those things that I told myself when I first joined, like time. I had to develop time management. I had to overcome that because I told myself that I didn't have enough time. I had to overcome that by doing different things. And how I overcome the no training? I had to overcome it by finding ways to train myself. How did I overcome the no money situation? I had to find that what I had, work with what you got. Work with what you got. All of us have websites. So I had to overcome the no money stuff by sharing my website link. That is golden. Sharing what we got in our kit. You know, our kit is not a burden. It is a blessing. You overcome it by using what tools you have at your disposal. And I tell my team members this. They'll say, well, I don't have the money to stay active. We don't expect that. We expect you to use what you have to get orders so you can stay active. Okay, that's how I overcame that. What a year. Let's see. Thank you so much for being on today, and congrats on your huge achievement. As someone who works long hours, what do you do to outside of social media to get customers? I think that I may have read that already. I think I printed that twice. So I hope these tips will be what you need to help you grow your business. But one of the things that I find that I run into quite often, a lot of us just lack the confidence, and a lot of us overthink situations like, will she join? I don't know. She may not want to join our team, but you won't know if you don't ask. I don't know if I want to go live. People are gonna look at me. They're gonna feel like I'm obnoxious. You won't know until you try. And one thing I find is that we cannot please everybody. Just do all you can to believe in you and to know that you're beautiful and then you're capable of doing whatever you feel like you want to do. Set goals for yourself. Whatever it is that you want in your business, I want you to say that. I can remember at one point where things just didn't go as planned with my business, but I did not let that discourage me. Once I decided, I talk to myself quite often. I say, okay, DPP, you got to start doing some things. You say you want to become superstar director. What are you going to do to change that? So what are you going to do to change your situation if it's something that you really want to do? So I had to speak it into the universe, like, this is what I want to do. So once I decided that that's what I wanted to do, so I knew I needed to do something different. So that's what I did. I started connecting with people who were where I wanted to be. So once, whatever it is that you want to be, find somebody that's there. Find out what they did to get to where they are. That's what you got to do. You got to be encouraged. Find some people to follow. Listen to inspirational videos to keep you motivated. So guys, you got this. Love you guys. Make sure you follow me on Facebook. Make sure you follow me on YouTube. Even though, you know, my stuff is like so original, it's like nothing thought. I don't have a lot of thought out stuff put out there. I just do what I feel like I need to do. I just do what I feel like I need to do. And that's what people need to hear. They need to know that you are the original you. Don't try to be a copy of somebody else. Be the original, awesome you. Love you guys.